Hi there, Sagittarius. Welcome to my channel, Spirit and I Incorporated. Absolutely delighted to be with all of you this evening. All of you Sagittarians, you wild ponies out there bouncing around the world. I hope that you're all doing well. It's a delight to be here. And before I get started on your oracle and your tarot read for this evening, I just wanted to update you, or share with you rather, some of the amplifications that we're having from this previous full moon in Aquarius on the 23rd of July. We had that at 1 degree in Aquarius, and we have a second full moon in Aquarius coming up on the 27th of August. Now, the sun did enter Leo, thank goodness. The sun entered Leo on, I believe it was the 21st or the 22nd of July, and we also had the new moon in Leo, which just manifested at its peak on the 8th of August, and I believe the energies of this new moon in Leo are in effect until the 12th of August. And so really important these next 4 weeks, especially coming forth into this next Aquarius full moon on the 22nd, that we keep things positive in spite of the negative energies going on around us, or perhaps, come up from within us, from concerns that we have, or fears, or, negative energies that have been surrounding us. It's really important to know that those negative energies cannot affect you when you come from a higher place from within yourself. Elevate one's consciousness, be that through, prayer or meditation, whichever form you choose. I've been mentioning this with all of the zodiac signs prior to laying out the cards, because it's a really important spiritual portal time now with this new moon that has just entered Leo and peaked on the 8th of August. It's a spiritual portal to walk through and plant good seeds of intention, nurture them in a healthy and loving, compassionate fashion, and keep things positive. Difficult to do, but it is doable. So please don't forget that. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's highly important, especially with all the turbulence going on within the world and how it's so negatively affecting the environment and life that the environment holds. Really important to keep things positive, not only for oneself, but in doing so, we have the strength to help others in a genuine and in a bountiful manner. So remember, as above, so below. What you give out genuinely, you get back. So please bear this in mind. That all being said, let me start out with the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. It's an absolute delight, as I've mentioned a couple of times, for all of you Sagittarian wild horses to be joining me this evening. And I am really anxious to see what these cards have to say unfolding for each of you. I'm hoping that this resonates for a lot of you. It may not. Whatever doesn't fit, just leave it behind, and perhaps a couple of messages that you do receive through this reading will be something that you can identify with respect to your own situations that you're dealing with in your circumstances of your life. So the way I'm going to lay this out is I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Oracle deck, one for the most recent past energies, one for your current energies, and one for the forthcoming energies, and then I'll clarify them with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So that all being said, let's get started, Sagittarius. Pardon me. First card out we have is Stuck in the Mud. I'm going to hold it back here because I think that resolution will be easier. I need to get a better compressor for converting my files, because some of the previous zodiac signs that I did, the compression took away the quality of the visual, and that's pretty upsetting to me, but I am still learning all of this, so bear with me, all you Sagittarians out there. So first card out is Stuck in the Mud. It did come up pardon me, in the upright. And this is in your most recent past energies, and you did very much feel stuck in the mud. You had a lot of, negative energies around you, a lot of deceit, a lot of, it appears to be controlling energies that were around you that was difficult for you to navigate through and move out of. But you are in the throes of doing so. You have gone within yourself to find your clarity and your peace. You have connected with the divine. Sagittarians are highly spiritual. When we come from a positive place in our life, we're highly evolved, we're highly spiritual, and we are ruled by our intuition. Our instincts rule us. And when you ask a Sagittarian what's going on, you'll always get a straight answer. They are the most non-deceiving individuals that you can connect with. You always want to have a Sagittarian in your corner because they're very honest. They're extremely honest, oftentimes to a fault. So just wanted to throw that out there. No shade to the other zodiacs, because each of us zodiacs, we all have our shadow side, including Sagittarians. Sagittarians can be very ideological. They can be very controlling in their ideological belief system. They don't mean harm by it, but it can come off as quite dictatorial, and even though they don't intend it to be that way, that can happen, and that is the shadow side of Sagittarius. So even Sagittarians, have to work within themselves and work on themselves to eliminate those shadow sides of themselves, and to acknowledge that everyone, is their own energy, and has their own energy, and walks the path of life that they are currently walking at the time that they're walking it. And when Sagittarius is coming from an elevated consciousness, they are genuinely supportive of that in all individuals. They are the one that roots for the underdog. They are the ones that advocate for the environment. They advocate for all animals of the world, whether they fly, walk, swim, or crawl, and they will go above and beyond to protect them. And they will also do this for those they consider that are their friends, because their friends to them are their family, and Sagittarians love their family. They are ruled by the planet Jupiter, abundant gas planet of the solar system, biggest planet that transits through the solar system. And so that's why they have to keep their shadow side in check, because anything that Jupiter touches, it inflates, it expands. So Sagittarius has to be very careful not to exaggerate. They have to continue to come from a place of elevated consciousness to deliver the genuine truths that they embody and that they share with others, regardless of how others may take it. They always hope that others will receive what they have to share with them in a positive fashion, but ultimately, we all have free will, so that's not always the case. Either way, Sagittarius, you have in the most recent past been feeling pretty stuck in some circumstances that have, kerfuffled you, not of your own doing. They're just bad energies, negative energies around you. We all have them. Each zodiac sign deals with that. Challenging to get through, but you have come through them. You're continuing moving forward, slow but sure. Very, very positive. Very, very positive to see. Very happy to see that. Second card out in your most current energies is the dry desert. And it did come up in the reverse, and I'm taking that as a very positive affirmation in your most current energies, is that you are walking away from anything that dehydrates you, anything that has sucked your energy, especially when you're trying to trudge through the mud and get out of those bad energies or negative energies, which you have successfully done. As difficult as it was, you moved away from that. You left the the dehydrated energies behind you. Now you're walking forward in that desert. It did come up in the reverse, and that just tells me that you are leaving those negative energies behind you, and you are going within to nurture yourself, to get that hydration that you need through spirit, through self-love, through self-compassion, through self-healing. And when you have, oftentimes when, especially not just Sagittarians, but other zodiac signs as well, because other zodiac signs carry Sagittarius in their chart. That's where I would, give a personal reading, because then I can read the natal chart based on the time, date, and place of birth to find out the other influencing planets in one's chart. That being said, when Sagittarians are going through difficult times, a lot of them become recluse. And even if they're not difficult times, if they're just feeling the need to be quiet with their spirit, because the spirit within is what gives them the strength to do everything that they do, because they're ruled by instinct. And a lot of them are very empathic, so a lot of energies that they come into connection with can be very draining for them. And so the way they rejuvenate themselves is to go within themselves in quiet time within their sanctuary, whether that be their home or another environment, including outside. Being with nature is so imperative for most zodiac signs. And that includes, of course, Sagittarians especially, because they are very connected with nature, the laws of nature, the laws of cause and effect. So what you have been doing, Sagittarius, in your most current energies is you've been a bit of a recluse, even whether it's been for the last year or for the last few weeks. It's been necessary for you, because that's how you rejuvenate yourself. Very, very positive to see. Extremely happy to see that for you, Sagittarius. In your most current energies forthcoming, we have the Golden Palace. Beautiful card. And it's the card is ruled by the number 23, and 3 reduces to a 5. 3 plus 2 is 5, and 5 is the card of, the number of change in the science of numerology. And this Golden Palace, it did come up in the reverse. And what that is suggesting to me, Sagittarius, is that, again, this reading may not resonate for all of you. I hope it resonates for a lot of you, but neither here nor there. Take what does and leave the rest behind. The Golden Palace did come up in the reverse. What you're seeking is that Golden Palace. You want, abundant blessings. You've been challenged for quite some time, some of you throughout your entire life, when it comes to resources, financial investments, properties, anything that's tangible. It has been very difficult for a lot of Sagittarians, not only throughout their entire lifetime, but for some of you, specifically these last couple of years, or even the last 15 years, I'm feeling instinctively as I reflect back to the crash of 2008. But a lot of you have been extremely challenged financially, and you're concerned that that's going to continue in the future. And that's what this card is suggesting when it comes up in the reverse. You want this abundance. You want all these financial blessings to move into your palace, because Sagittarians, they love castles, they love palaces. They're ruled by Jupiter, so not surprising. But getting back to what Sagittarius desires and how Sagittarius can obtain that, as this card is suggesting in the reverse, you have concerns of not being able to attain that. Those abundant blessings that you would, you not only that you need, some of you are in desperate need for it, others of you, want more of what you have, but it's important that whichever the case may be for you Sagittarians out there, the way to obtain the ability to move toward and into that Golden Palace which you desire is to acknowledge the fact that, as much as you may say you're positive, it's really, really important to implement that, because the law of cause and effect is one of attraction. So it's really important to nurture in the mind and in the spirit and in the heart that which you genuinely desire, which is that palace. Not only to be able to give more to yourself, but to give to those who you love. That's very, very important to you. And you can do that. You can get there. You just have to really believe and have faith in yourself. Have faith in the way your Creator created you. Abundant, blessed, filled with love and light and strength and endurance and purpose. Key word, purpose. Very, very important to recognize within yourself and to nurture specifically now within this next couple of weeks remaining of August, because when that full moon hits on the 22nd of August, that's going to be at 29 degrees Aquarius, and that is supposed to, astrologically, it is indicating that it is a time of harvest. So in spite of what you Sagittarians may or may not be enduring on a negative note, walk with your head high, stay focused on your Creator, the divine spirit, which gives you strength and the ability to move forward mentally, emotionally, and physically, so that you can walk toward that golden palace which you want to create. Turn it around and walk right through those doors and enjoy those abundant blessings that you're creating. Keep it positive, Sagittarius. I'm sharing this with all the zodiac signs. Now, to clarify these three oracle cards, I'm going to pull from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And the first card we're going to clarify is this Stuck in the Mud. I hope you can see that, Sagittarius. It's a beautiful card. It's of a beautiful, beautiful elephant, which we so need to protect. We need to protect all the animals of the world. Anyway, this is a beautiful card of an elephant coming through a storm, has been left in the mud and stuck, and has decided that the best way to help themselves move forward out of that mud is to confer and have communion with the spirit. And we have that with the falcon sitting right on the rump of the elephant, because as I mentioned earlier, Sagittarians, when they're going through difficult times, they typically become very reclusive, or if they're in the throes of creating something, a new project or a goal, they become very, very reclusive because their energy comes from spirit. They don't share too much of themselves with others, including family, until they feel it is right to do so, because they're very protective of those that they love, and they don't want to, dump their issues on anybody. But specifically family and friends, which they consider family, because they are extremely loyal individuals. So let's clarify that Stuck in the Mud from your recent energies. We're going to do a bit of a shuffle here. If you're resonating with this reading, or you're just simply enjoying it, I do hope that you Sagittarians like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It is deeply appreciated, and it does help my channel to grow so that other viewers out there that are in need of perhaps guidance or healing that I can provide, that they wish to listen to, it just allows the channel to be more visible out there, and that's really what I'm hoping will be resonating for many people of each zodiac sign. So I highly, highly appreciate it. I also offer personal readings. You can find all that information in the description portion of my About page, so please check that out if you are so inclined. Thank you so much, and back to your reading. To clarify, we're pulling with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. We're going to clarify this most recent energy of Stuck in the Mud, Sagittarius. And the card that came up was the World. Yeah, not surprising. You felt like your world in the most recent past just plummeted. I'm not surprised to see that. It came up in the reverse. And it's just been really, really difficult for a lot of you Sagittarians out there. But you're coming through it, slow but sure. Just stay connected with the spirit of the divine to give you the strength that you need, which will provide the clarity that you require to continue moving forward, one step at a time. One step at a time. I'm just getting another message here with this world in reverse. The world, when it's upright, is considered, you know, the law of karma, and, you know, because what goes around comes around. But when it's in the reverse, I just got this instinctive message that a lot of you Sagittarians are dropping bad karma. Super, super positive. Very important. That just came to me before I was going to lay the card down, and then I got that message. So I wanted to put that out there. The divine is assisting you to release bad karma, and the way, you know, you do that, not just Sagittarians, but every individual out there that's you know, should be taking a listen. I just want to share on a collective basis for a moment that when you can genuinely find it within oneself to forgive those that have been hurtful towards you or harmful, come from a place of forgiveness. I'm not saying let people or energies walk all over you, but I am suggesting is to remove yourself from it as best as possible and find forgiveness, because in finding forgiveness you release the negative karma so that you don't carry all that baggage which keeps you stuck in the mud and difficult to move forward. Sorry, I need to move this incense holder. I keep on, there we go. So it's actually, I see it as a positive card as well in the reverse, because it's allowing you to drop negative karma through forgiveness, so that you can move through the muddy waters of your recent past a little bit more easier. So that's a double message there. Clarifying the world in reverse, we have the Page of Cups. Beautiful, Sagittarius, yay! Cups are indicative of water elements that rule the water signs, like Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So it appears that you have a message of love coming toward you. It could be from a younger energy, you know, these people on the cards, they're simply symbolic of energies. They're not gender specific, so please bear that in mind when I'm reading, and if I happen to say he or she, remember that it's energy, not necessarily, you know, a person. But oftentimes we, you know, we readers who read intuitively, as myself, we can pick up energies as being individuals as well. And the way I'm, you know, feeling the energies of this card is that there's being, you know, a younger individual that has or energy that wishes to come forward, or perhaps did come forward in the past, wanting to give you a message of love. Here's the Cup of Love. Very sincere look on this individual's energy's face, and it could be even a like a couple of energies, because you have this fish coming out of the cup, and fish, you know, are indicative of water signs, you know, water elements. So it appears as though there has been or will be still, even in your recent most energies, perhaps coming into your current energies, a message of love coming towards you. A message of healing. I'm just really right now feeling that this is actually someone that's crossed over into their other life form. It's coming through very strongly as a spiritual message. Perhaps one of your, you know, loved ones who has crossed over, you know, however many years ago. I'm picking it up as years. They're coming toward you as a very young, loving energy, a young-hearted, loving energy in your most recent past energies, perhaps through even a dream state. That's what I'm picking up on that card. A little bit confused about that, but not confused from the spiritual aspect. In fact, I'm feeling very strongly that that's what this is. So pay attention to your dreams, Sagittarius. Pay attention to your dreams. Let's clarify the dry desert, which came up in the reverse. Very positive sign. You have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands, to me, Sagittarius, tells me that 10s are numerically indicative in the science of numerology as completing something. You've put an end to it. And this is super, super positive because you have put an end and continue to put an end to the negative energies that have, been coming at you. You've taken what you've learned from having to be around when you were around in those energies. You've taken the experiences from that, you've turned them into a positive. You've given thanks even though there were some difficult times, and you're laying the burden down because it is not your burden to carry. I see this also as a lot of energies projecting onto you. They're not your energies, they're others' energies that were being projected onto you, and you decided to gather those energies and lay them down. Good for you, Sagittarius. Absolutely. Congratulations. Because that's laying down those burdens is just going to help you move forward a lot easier into what it is that you're desiring. I just did an extra shuffle because I felt inclined to do so. I don't typically do that in the middle of a reading, but I did. Next card out, we have the Two of Wands, and it did come up in the upright, and you're making some decisions to take actions in a couple of different directions. Wands are, indicative of action cards. So you laid down the heavy burdens there. You've got a couple of wands left, and you're deciding between the two which one to go forward. You also have the World. You're holding the World in what appears to be your left hand, because I believe the energies of this card, the hands are reversed, and the left hand is the hand of the divine. So you're choosing to follow the divine towards your blessings, and that's the smartest thing you could be doing, Sagittarians. In fact, I have been suggesting that, and that's been coming out for all of my readings. I just launched my channel on the 29th, so this is a whole new experience for me, but I've been studying astrology and divination tools for over 20 years, and it's just now at this time in my life that I'm being blessed to have the opportunity to put it out there in the world and share it with those that are looking for guidance, healing, love, light, positive affirmation. These are the places of divination that I choose to come from, because anything less than that doesn't last. So it shows me in this card, Sagittarius, that you are choosing to make a choice to follow the divine, because the world is being gifted to you by the hand of the divine, and that's how I'm interpreting this card as I read intuitively. Absolutely beautiful. You're walking towards your blessings, and you're leaving all this crap, excuse me for the lack of a better expression, you're leaving all this nonsense behind you, and you continue to walk forward as you lay down the burdens. You're rejuvenating yourself, you're walking out of that dry desert, and you're choosing to follow the gifts of the divine, because the divine is gifting you with the world. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful card. Now, to clarify your most current energies of that palace that you want to walk towards and move into, which is the palace of abundance and blessings. It's currently in the reverse because you have some scarcity mindset. No shade, we all have it, we all go through it, even on our most positive days. So let's clarify that card and see what comes up. We have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're feeling concerned about your finances. It did come up in the upright, which tells me you're extremely concerned about finances. It's okay. Don't panic. I know that's easier said than done, but it's really, really important, Sagittarius, and I'm going to reiterate it again, to stay focused on the divine, because the divine will allow you to become peaceful, to then become clear, and when you're clear, you will be flooded with, ideas and inspirations that come from the Creator, so that you don't have to fear loss of finance or feeling, tight, because right now you're feeling, the 4 and the 5 of Pentacles indicates that you're hanging on to your pentacles and you're the one is fearing loss. Don't fear loss. This is a very important time to be manifesting what we want. So what we want is to increase the 5 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, which is abundant blessings on a financial, tangible scale. That's what you want to create. So the way you create that is by manifesting and laying down positive intentions, nurturing them with positive thoughts, the law of cause and effect, affirmations, prayer, meditation, behaving as if you already have it. And whatever other zodiac is listening to this reading for Sagittarius, that message is for you as well. So everyone on a collective basis, if we desire something, as long as it's healthy and for our highest and best good, we can manifest that through the power of the mind and the power of the spirit combined together. So stay focused on what you want and don't be afraid. This was a message for Scorpio as well. Don't be afraid. Stay focused on what you have. Give genuine thanks for what you have, however little it may be at this time, and you will be able to turn that around, and it'll be abundantly blessed by the Spirit, because the universe will genuinely know your heart and your gratitude and your humbleness. So don't be afraid. To clarify the 5 of Pentacles, yeah, we have the 3. So like I said, there's the 3, 4, and the 5 of Pentacles. Here you are, you're working on a trade. It did come up in the upright, so that's healthy, because 5 plus 3 is 8. That's how I'm going to read these two cards. You're working very hard on a trade. You're mastering it by chiseling away at it, and you are building your pentacles. You're building them, and you're working in quiet time. You're working in solitude. Very, very important. Very important. And you have a lot of yellow in the background here, shining through the pentacles, through those stars, and yellow is indicative of the divine. So the divine is watching over you. You are protected. As hard as you're working and as stressed as you are perhaps about finances, and we all are, the world has been pretty topsy-turvy for the last 30 years, and with everything that's happened throughout these last 30 years hasn't helped when it's been on a negative basis. So in spite of, Sagittarius, stay positive. Build those pentacles. Stay working hard, stay focused, chisel away at your trade, and move forward. Now to clarify the balance of this reading, I'm going to pull from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. Again, it's been an absolute delight to have you here, and I sure appreciate it. This is very healing for me. Thank you for bearing with me if I've been sounding a little kerfuffled through this message. I'm still learning. I should have apologized to all the other zodiac signs too, but all of you zodiac signs listening out there to the Sagittarius reading, thank you for your patience and your kindness and your support of my channel as I continue to grow my trade. I so appreciate it, genuinely so. So that being said, let's just take a look at the final message, overall message with the Enchanted Map Oracle deck for you, Sagittarius, and let's see what we've got. All right. Also, I wanted to remind everyone, whoever's listening to this, Sagittarius or other zodiac signs, that Jupiter will be conjuncting the planet of Jupiter, which is Sagittarius's ruler. It's also the traditional ruler of Pisces. It will be conjunct that full moon on the 22nd of August in Aquarius, which is 29 degrees. So again, very, very important to remain positive, to plant healthy seeds of intention, nurture them in a positive fashion, live as though you already have them, and you can manifest that. Seriously, you can manifest that, not just now, but even moving forward with each day, from now through infinity. The important message, the key message here is positive affirmation. And that can be reinforced through prayer and following your intuition to that which is the healthiest for you, that you feel is healthy for you. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If it does feel good, do it. And that's with reference to anything you choose to move forward into, or that you're creating right now to move forward into. So, because Jupiter expands everything, so keep it positive. If you don't keep it positive, it can expand things that are negative, and you don't want that. So, mind over matter. Last card out. In support of the Sagittarians, you have the card of flying. Look at you, you wild ponies, you Pegasuses out there. Can you see how beautiful this card is? It's a Pegasus, and it looks like it's a rainbow Pegasus. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Flying free, Sagittarius, that's you. Flying free through the heavens, being uplifted by the divine, being carried, being protected by the spirit of the divine. You are full of color and life. You're happy, you're feeling blessed, you're abundant, you have beautiful foliage beneath you that is brilliantly green. You have a clear blue sky, you have the beautiful blossoms of the trees, you have birds flying around you, and it's a most positive card. It's also the number 20 in the science of numerology. Is considered a master number. It does not reduce, which is a master ascendant watching over you Sagittarians out there in the world. Breathtakingly beautiful. Absolutely flying toward your palace, because you've worked so very, very hard on your trade to develop it and create it. And you've kept your attitude positive in spite of those that have tried to keep you down. You have moved forward because you decided to drop the burdens of the past. You decided to make a choice following the world of the divine. It allowed you to walk away out of that dehydrated desert that did nothing but keep you stuck in the mud with loads of karma on your back. You received the message of spirit to move forward, and that's exactly what you're doing to allow you to fly right toward your palace. That's what you're working on, Sagittarius. Absolutely thrilled to see this as your final outcome card. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope to see you next time. Good night for now.